Hi folks, Dave with DBS Tech Talk, and welcome to my messy desk. This is a gear tour for what I currently use for reviews and also what I just kind of have sitting around to use on a regular basis. Please do note there are a few things out on loan that are missing, and also there are a few things in for loan. So I will try to mention those. As far as the things that are out for loan, currently the Ollo S4X and the Meze 99 Classic. Alright, I'm going to move in closer here, and I just want to warn you the camera will get shaky and my voice will probably change because the microphone placement will be different, but we will return to this view to conclude. Be right back. Alright, so this is a view of the desk up close, and then let's zoom in here. We'll start on the right hand side. Those are my go-to headphones for a review when an item comes in, whether or not it is a new headphone or if it is a DAC or an amp. I always reach for comparison first to the MrSpeakers Ether C. It is my favorite closed back headphone at this time, and it is my go-to to reference and just to compare. Next up is going to be the MrSpeakers Aeon Flow X from Drop, and I just enjoy the tonality of that headphone and just all of its little nuances that it does. It's a fun can. It's not a reference can, it's just for personal use. Down below, that is the Kanto Yumi. Also have one over here. And those are the Kanto Yumis. Powered speakers, I really do enjoy them a whole lot, and they just kind of sit on my desk for my personal pleasure. I do use them to listen to music nuances. The little blue thing in the way is an IKEA lamp. Underneath the MrSpeakers Ether C, that is the Shouty Labs stack. And so here on the bottom, with all the cables sticking out of it, that is the Enog 2 Pro, and that is the DAC. And then we have the Shouty Archel Pro and the Archel 2 Pro, and those are the amps. Love that little stack. Great power, great energy, has really good synergy with Sennheiser. Next to it, that is that black thing there. That's the carrying bag for the RHA T20i wireless. Then we have some just little gear stuff. We have the NextDrive Spectra X, a container with some different dongles, the X Duo Link, the Razer DAC amp, and all kinds of different adapters. Underneath it is the IFI IE Match. There's a 1/4" adapter. There are the Noble X Universals. This little red thing here is the Sonic Exciter from Bellari, and that is the SE560. Couple of tubes, and that goes for the Bellari HA540 Mark II. That is a tube amplifier. There are the ADV True Wireless, that's their little charging case. There's a light back there, and then we have some different adapters. We have a 2.5 millimeter and a 2.5 millimeter to 3.5 millimeter, and then we have a 2.5 millimeter to XLR from Drop. We have a couple different cables that are stored in those boxes, nothing particular. Down below we have the Liberty DAC from Mytech. Now this is my benchmark DAC amp. I recently replaced the Monoprice Monolith THX AAA 788 with the Liberty DAC, and I just absolutely truly enjoy the Liberty DAC's sound. It just sounds natural and cohesive and very clean and true, and that is the reason why I did that change. And I do have it running balanced out to the 789 and also to speaker outs RCA to the Kanto Yumis. I do change that up if different gear comes along, but that is my main setup, is balanced out to the 789. Next up, we have the Grace Design SDAC balanced, and that is going over to the Gishelli Airish that is down below here. See if we can get these cables out of the way. There we go. So that is balanced out to the Gishelli Labs Airish, which is the orange amplifier there. There is my 789. There's the Gustard U12. That is the USB interface that I use to kind of tie everything all together. I do have the SDAC balance and the Liberty using their own USB inputs, but I also use the Gustard U12 because of the Gishelli does not have USB in, so I have to convert it to coaxial and fiber optic out. Next to the Gustard is my MSI PC. Yes, that is my PC, and it is extremely small. Up top here with the remotes, we have the FIO A5 portable amplifier. That is an amplifier that I do use quite a bit, especially when reviewing IEMs or over-ears with a DAP or my phone and it doesn't have quite enough power. The FIO A5 comes in handy. Going up top here, on top of the Cantu, we have the Hifi Ananda. That is my favorite headphone at this time. Truly love the Ananda, and it is my kind of reference go-to compare headphone. So whenever anything comes in, just like I reach for the Ether C, I'm going to reach for the Ananda as well. Down underneath there, we have two items that will be getting reviews shortly. We have the Topping E30 that is on loan from Apos Audio, and then that is the new boy in the office, and that is the Magni 3 Heresy. And then we have Eric Molds and the Sivga Phoenix. Those are on loan from RDT Hifi, and those will be getting a review shortly. Down here on the desk we have two DAPs that are very prominent in my review process, and the one here on the left is the Pioneer XDP30R, and then the one on the right is the Sony Walkman NW-A105. We have two IEMs here. Let's see if we can get them opened up. We have the Drop Empire Ears Zeus, and then inside this case here we have the Meze Ray Penta. Both of those are my favorite IEMs to date, and they have become my kind of go-to IEM comparison units. Moving on up here, we have the new, let's see if we can get it turned. We have the new Sennheiser 560S, and then right here is the Sundara from Hifi, and then here is my favorite for vocals, and that is the Sennheiser HD600, and that is kind of my benchmark headphone when it comes to vocals, tone, and timbre. And then down below here we have another new introduction to the office, and that is the Creative Arvana Live 2. Behind that, which is kind of hard to see, let's see if we can get this moved out of the way here. Get that turned. Those are the Marantz MPH2s. They're closed back headphone. Don't really use them anymore, but they do sit there and get played around with a few times. There are my Superlux HD 681 Evos. Those are the first real headphone that made an impression on me as far as an audiophile. Moving over here to the wall, those are the Vibrolab Curly Maple. the Vibrolab Curly Maple T50 mod. They're my favorite T50 mod that I have heard. And then over there are the T50 mod of the Alpha Blue Primes, and they're kind of a DIY take on the Alpha Dog from MrSpeakers. And then down below here is the Hifi 560, and that is a version 3. We have a few other IEMs. We have the Advanced GT3 and the Me Audio Pinnacle P1s. We also have, inside that case there, which I can't reach, is the Campfire Orions. We have the Advanced M51D and the Ibosso IT01s. And then down below, we just have various other IEMs. Now folks, there are a whole lot more going on with this gear tour that I won't be showing, like for example my huge collection of pads and cables, and also there's just some other gear that's stashed under the desk that I'm unable to get to at the moment. But this is just kind of a quick overview of what I use. Most of the stuff on the desk is my first reach. So the MrSpeakers Ether C, the Hifi Ananda, the Mytek Liberty DAC, and the THX AAA 789, and the Gishelli stack, and the Grace Design S-Stack balanced going into the Airish. Those are my everyday kind of reaches, depending on what I'm reviewing, along with the Cantu Yumis. And so, anyways, I just wanted to kind of show you all what gear I use, what gear I currently have. And I do greatly appreciate you joining me for this tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to reading the comments and seeing what you all think. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next video.